All right, so today we are going to make a duck breast that is so flavorful that you don't even need a sauce for it. Now, the first step, as I have my magret duck breast here, is I'm going to score it in a crosshatch pattern through the fat, so scoring the fat. And the idea here is not to cut into the meat, but to make it all the way through the fat. Now, if you don't get this absolutely perfect, don't sweat it, all right? Just do the best you can, get it nicely cut, and make this nice pattern like that, okay? And you'll see what we have here. See what I did? All right, and I have not cut through the meat. All right, next thing, I'm going to very liberally salt this. You'll notice I'm pulling it apart here just like that. Liberally salt this. Right, so, all right, and then I'm going to add a spice mix, all right? So you can, whatever like interests you. Today I'm going to use a Turkish spice mix, but a big part of the point here is I definitely want to get it down into those little slices that I've created in the fat. I want to get that nice down in there because when I cook it, then it's going to pick up all of that nice flavor throughout the meat. Now I want to give it a head start, so I'm doing this right now, and what I'm going to do with this, now that I've got it all seasoned up, is I'm going to put it back in the fridge for about 2 hours. Just going to put it on a plate, stick it back in the fridge, and I'm going to give it an opportunity for those flavors to draw into the meat. So we'll come back in a couple of hours. So I took the duck out of the fridge, and then I set the oven to preheat to 350 degrees, okay? You can see it's just been sitting there. So the duck gets to warm up a little bit, which is going to help it to cook and not be super cold in the center. And the oven is ready to go. So I'm going to set this now. I put it in a cold pan. It's very important. Put it in a cold pan. And so as the pan heats up, we are going to render this fat. That's the idea, is that fat skin needs to be rendered out and crisped up. Now I've turned my heat to about medium, which is going to be pretty good. It's going to depend a little bit on the stove, but what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to render all the fat out without burning the surface of the duck, the fat, or the herbs spice mix that I put on it. So let's just leave this here. This is probably going to take like 10 or 15 minutes, and at which point we'll come back quickly and show you the next step, and we'll get ready to finish this dish. All right, so it's nice and crispy and rendered. We'll take a look at it right there, see how nice that looks. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to cook it for a couple of minutes on the other side. And if you want, I mean, you can always pour off some of the fat if you want. I generally don't, but you can. And what I'm going to do now also is I'm going to test the temperature, the internal temperature. If I have a target of 120 internal temperature, okay? And this is just to tell me it's, it's below that, it's substantially below that. This is to give me an idea about how long it's going to have to go in the oven. So, I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes. I'll give it a final temperature check, and I'll stick it in that oven that I preheated, and we'll let it finish there. When it gets to 120, 125, I'm going to pull it out. All right, it's out now. I've rested it for between 5 and 10 minutes covered. We'll take the cover off, and it's time to slice it. So the thing with this is, each bite is going to be well seasoned, and the reason is because I started 2 hours beforehand. I seasoned it, right, and the salt that I put in with the seasoning is going to help draw the flavors and distribute the flavors throughout. So I'm going to slice. It should be, and just sort of, yeah, okay.
It's perfect.
See, that's what you're kind of looking for. It's kind of between, rare to medium rare. And what you're going to find, of course, that when you taste it, that the spice mix is dominant. It's kind of like it's going to come through. It's going to be prominent, and it's going to really complement the richness of the duck. And with the use of a Turkish grilling spice, what you should be picking up here with the Turkish spices like some cumin, some coriander, those warm
spices,
yeah,
a little bit of heat.
a little paprika, all that, should be pick up a little paprika in there, and just a little bit of like sumac and dried herbs. So, what do you think?
It's delicious. It is perfectly cooked. It is perfectly seasoned. You don't need to touch it with anything. Well, see, and it's seasoned all the way through.
Right, and that's why I said at the beginning of this, I said we're going to make a duck where you didn't have to have a sauce, where you were going to have the flavor throughout. So that's it, folks. That is tonight's seasoned duck breast. I hope you'll give it a try, and we'll see you next time.